Hello and welcome to Leaders Talk, the show where we uncover the stories and strategies behind building extraordinary teams that drive success. And I'm Aarushi, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Geet, a seasoned expert in talent and organizational development. Geet has been in the forefront of shaping dynamic people strategies that help organizations grow, engage, and thrive. Geet, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Arushi. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
To just kick things off, could you just share three things about yourself and your journey in HR that you think about listeners should know?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Arushi, I've been in HR for I think more than 15 years now. Seen so many organizations, and I have had the opportunity to work with a lot of people, a lot of other seasoned experts. And I think greatest of leaders, I think they have three very good traits, basically character traits, which I think are very necessary. And like it's like a prescription advice to the upcoming leaders. So you need to have passion for what you're doing, passion to talk to people, passion to solve their problems, passion to invest in their career. So that sort of passion you want. Then you need to have perseverance. um, you know these are words which you see on almost every company's values and timelines and everywhere. But usually what happens are these are just words which people look at and then move away, and they don't think about it. But I think perseverance is one of the most important character traits to have. You need to have patience, you need to persevere, because life will throw a lot of challenges at you. And if you so much as wiggle a bit, then you'll fail. And the easiest thing to do is to not to fail is uh, just be patient, put your 100% in, and you'll be through. And third thing that I feel HR leaders should have, like it's like a must-have thing, it's it's empathy, right? So you need to be empathetic towards people. Many people, many of these new leaders who are coming, who are shaping their careers right now, they somehow mix empathy and sympathy, but they're like vastly different from each other. And I feel empathy not only just makes you a better person to be around, but it also makes you stronger, because you're able to understand what other people are going through, right? And I think these are the three, basic characteristics you need to have to be a very successful leader in HR. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, Geet, it was a perfect answer that you have answered. Talking about empathy, that really plays a very, very crucial role because being a leader, you really need to empathize with your team as well. Geet, I would also like to understand one thing. So, Geet, you have been associated with the ThoughtBulb for a while now. So, can you just share some of like how your journey has been so far and what's it meant for you professionally and personally?
Arushi, the first time that I had an opportunity to work with the ThoughtBulb was back in 2022, when I had joined Lots as a learning and development manager. And Lots had this, they still have actually, the a tradition basically, where we the first day of store opening, right, we do a huge program, a team building activity. And it's not just about doing a team building activity for namesake. We actually want people to enjoy that day, because that is ideally their first day at job, right? So that was when I was at that point of time, our head of the HR used to be Kunmandeep Kaur. And she asked me, she gave me the contact for everything, for the Thought Bulb, and asked me to connect with you guys. And I could tell you, like, I this one part of my program, I was absolutely, I did not have to think twice. I mean, I just had to ask, can we do this? And the answer was, of course we will do this. You don't even have to ask. I mean, you just have to tell us. It was like that. So that program we did, it happened at Crown Plaza Okla for our Sarita Vihar opening, and the program was fabulous. The team, we still have those people who were in that program. We still have them today working in our store, and trust me when I tell you, that picture is still a reminder of how beautiful that day actually was. The second time we worked with the Thought Bulb at another new store opening, which was at Greater Noida. And this time also, the program went absolutely flawless. The person who was facilitating, he was a pleasure to be around, right? Very, very nice person. And he exactly knew the job that he had at hand, right? So basically, when you give that thing to the thought bulb, the basic thing is that you don't need to put any supervisions around. It's just that you just give them your thing, you just tell them your requirement, and you just forget about it. And on the day of the program, everything's gonna be ready. It was like that. Arushi,
Would really like to understand from you, how do you define a successful team here? Or what is a successful team for you? What sort of a, like one word maybe you can talk about? Yeah, this is a successful team that is meant for me here.
so I think you make it easier for me to answer. So just one word is trust. Uh, Trust within the team is like very, very important. If you do not trust your teammates, it becomes difficult to work. When there's no trust, uh, it's the start where silos begin to form, and when there are silos, then it becomes very difficult for you to breach them. And for anybody who's handling a team, breaking silos within your own team is very painful, because you have to use stern words, you have to make people uncomfortable, and I personally do not believe in all that, right? So for me, cultivating trust from day one is the most important thing for a team.
That's amazing. Even we believe that, even though one of the values that we hold in our organization is definitely trust. Something which all the organization has their one of their values embedded. Now, talking about one very important area as well. So, why do you believe investing in people is important for any organization?
Companies are, they are perpetual beings. They always remain, right? But they can't work. I mean, you will never see a company, a building working on its own. You need people to work, right?
Hmm.
And the founder of Marriott Hotels, he had once said that, um, you take care of your people, and your people will take care of your business, right? So this is, I think, this is what my thought is. You take care of your people, and your people will take care of the business that you're doing. And by taking care, I just do not mean take care of their health, well-being. That is like very important, but also their careers, their learnings, upskilling them, making them understand of what's going on in the current world, and making sure that they have skills to wade the waters which are there currently, right? So you can see right now, it's all about AI, it's all about technology, right? So you have a team which does not understand AI, which does not understand technology. Okay, of course you'll be working together, everything's going to fall in place. But how about those team members start using AI, start understanding the technology, and then they implement that technology in your day-to-day work? That is going to be the game changer, right? And that's what I actually believe in. So if you ask me that, how do you think the teams would work together nicely, I would say, upskilling people, investing in them, that's very, very important. When you invest in people, people understand that you're taking care of them, and that loyalty increases. And in today's world, more than anything else, you need loyalty to run your business. Both sides, on both sides of the track, whether it's from the customer or it's from the employees, you need loyalty.
Absolutely. I think bang on, Geet, for this amazing answer here, because something that matters the most here is we need to invest in people. The ultimatum. They are the ultimatum here, and they're going to give us the best business out there. Thank you so much for at least letting the audience know how important it is to invest in any sort of people, and it's a very crucial function for any organization out. Moving forward, one very simple thing leaders can do to keep their teams motivated every day, because we do see a lack of motivation that is coming like during the weekends, or maybe the week is ending like Fridays, Thursdays, we see team is getting really demotivated. So what do you think is the one simple step that each leader can follow just to keep them motivated?
So I think I'll answer this, not from any textbook perspective, but from the experience that I've had over the years. One thing that a leader can do to make his people motivated and to keep them motivated all throughout is being decisive. Yeah, either yes or no. What happens is, when an organization is running, or when a business is running, as employees, people are expected to come back to their leaders to ask questions, right? And most of the people, they why do they get demotivated is when they do not get an answer to their query, or they do not they see that their leaders are being indecisive, their leaders are being absent, Yeah, when they're required the most. So I think for a leader, right, to motivate his or her own people, it's very important to be present and be decisive. Be a yes and no person. You either say yes to something that that the question, or you say no to it. That decisiveness is going to make your people work fast. They will become more productive, and your business is going to get a lot of benefit out of your productive employees.
I mean, I loved your statement, be a yes or a no person. I think this what we actually depend upon, and this what the people need to hear out. Like moving forward, Geet, I would also like to understand how has the workplace changed recently and how should leaders adapt to this?
So Arushi, you can see, the world's changing like really fast, right? And so has the workplace. So employee awareness has gone a lot up thanks to the technology that's available at fingertips of everyone. And I feel that is one of the huge game changers. Like everyone knows everything now, because you ask a question, somebody does not know an answer, they can immediately Google it. They can ask Gemini or Chat GPT about it. So employee awareness has gone through the roof, and leaders are expected to have. Uh, I would use this word spatial awareness about their workplace. And why do I use this is because there are many leaders, who have they're very goal oriented. So they look like this straight because they have a goal, they need to finish it. And their spatial orientation goes zero. They do not understand what's going on the right and on the left, because their entire focus is on the goal which is in front of them. So I think for a leader to adapt to what's going on, spatial orientation is very, very different, very, very important. And for them to have this awareness of what their people are all about, right? That is how they can bring in the change. Also, there is one more point that I would like to keep here. The leader, they should always see what's going on, what's in the trend, and update their knowledge and help update the knowledge of the people that are working with them. Why is this important? Because there are a lot of things that people outside your organization might be doing which might be able to help you out, right? And if you as a leader are not looking at market outside, you are missing on a lot of opportunities to make your team more productive, to make them smarter, right? And a smart team is going to help you achieve all your goals. Whether you look at them, you don't look at them, it does not matter. So as a smart leader, try looking at different perspectives, try looking at things which are around you rather than just straight, and make sure your people understand and know what's trending outside in other people's workplace.
I mean, such a great. I think this what you have said here that how leaders should actually adapt. Okay, moving forward, I really wanted to understand from your end, or maybe you can just share one new idea or a practice that you have tried at work and that really worked out for you.
So I'm not going to take any names per se here, because that's going to kill the purpose. So I have somebody working with me in my organization, and when I had joined in, so this particular person, they were not productive, and they were being treated not that right, and the reason was because they were not productive. So this person was stuck in a vicious cycle, right? And the vicious cycle was not productive, not being given that respect. Since not being given that respect, then again that person's not productive. So this was a vicious cycle. When I came in, I was given the responsibility that this particular person is going to work with you, and you have to make sure that they achieve their goals and they become productive for your sake, because your part of work will also be their KRA or KPI. I understood the challenge ahead, but I've never shied away from a challenge, and more so of this severity. So what I did was, the first thing was to ensure that the other person, they get rest. The person had joined the organization for like 3-4 months straight, not even one holiday or one vacation type of thing, right? It's like continuous work, 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 work. So I said, go take a leave, let's say for about 5 days, come back and we'll talk. This person came back after 5 days, we talked, and everything was around what you do not know and what do you know. So I started giving things which the person knew. They knew how to do it. It started off really well. Gradually, I increased their workload. I gave them things which they did not know. I had to sit down. I had to teach them personally. There were times when coaching was required, mentoring was required. I provided that. And a year down the line, not only was this person given the due credit of what they had achieved, but they were also given a promotion. So this promotion happened. And frankly, I would tell you, there is zero credit. I did not do anything. No, I did not do anything. The only thing I did was give that person a bit of a space. As a leader, you got to understand that there are times when you just don't micromanage. Micromanagement kills the people's confidence, right? Give them task, have some trust, they'll come back. And keep your doors open. Give that feeling to the other person. Give that accessibility to the other person, that they can walk into you for a problem, discuss it with you, and take back a solution. So there are two things that come out here. You have to, when you want to, um, do something like that, do some transformation like this, you have to be a people's manager, and you have to ensure that you give them space. Don't micromanage, because when you do that, you're killing the confidence of the other person. Yeah, they're the only two things that I could take out of this entire thing. That person still works with me. That person is very productive. That person handles almost 80% of my department work. I would say that, that person is indispensable for me at any given point of time. Why? Because if I need something, I'm going to call that person and ask, "Ye hua hai," and I know the answer. "Ye ho gaya hai," but it's just a thing that I have to ask. So that's how it is. So I'm
And Geet, you just said that no credits on me. On me, this particular defines that how perfect leader you are, because not even taking any sort of a credit on you, and actually you did a lot for that person by giving that person a space and not micromanaging his or her task here is something that really makes a difference here. The organizations, people are actually micromanaging their team as well, which
yes,
is very difficult, and that's how we lose the team. Resignations coming up when we do a lot of micromanagement here. We also see a lot of problems that are arising in the team itself. But you saying the fact that I did not do anything, I just gave the person a space, speaks a lot about yourself, that how disciplined a person you are here. And I'm really impressed by this sort of an answer and this sort of an HR leader that we need in the future as well. Now, Geet, moving forward, I would also like to discuss one very important thing with you is technology. So, how do you see technology shaping teams, how teams work together?
Aarushi, when I started working, this was way back in 2008. I started my career with Taj Hotels, Resorts and Palaces as a management trainee. So we had two ways of communication. We either had a small Tata phone with us, which we used to communicate with, or we had the in-house telephone with which we used to talk to our rooms division desk. Or for like really fast communication, we used to have our walkie-talkie with us. But the world has changed completely. And in these last 17 years, there have been so many technological, what do you call, interventions basically for a workplace, that it literally boggles your mind. Yeah. In today's date, everything is being taken over by HR, is taken over by AI. AI has become almost like a second tool for everyone to approach, or everyone to work with. So what I see, when you talk about future, right, I see that a lot of work will be automated. A lot of things that we do manually will all get automated. We'll have more time to make connections. We'll have more time to service those connections. We'll have more time to put towards the employee well-being, because you know what happens. AI can do something which is quantifiable for you, but where there are emotions involved, AI will not suffice. You cannot expect an AI to sort out your employee's problem for you. Yes, maybe if the employee is not able to put in a leave in your HRIS, yeah, I think AI will help. But when an employee has a grievance and he needs them sorted out, I think that's where our human touch is going to come in. So HR, there will be a lot of changes, of course. There will be a lot of automation. Um, some people's tasks who they are doing right now, they might become obsolete because the machines are going to take over. But the basic tenet of HR is people, right? That's never going to go away, because a machine will never understand the other person's emotion. It is always the human that will understand it. So even though technology is going to make a lot of changes in the way we work, our basic tenet will always remain the same.
I think this is a perfect HR answer here. It's all about how important a human or like a human connection plays. I mean, such a HR answer, and I really love the spirit that you have in terms of forming more and more human connections and choosing human connections over technology. So now I would just like to end this session by asking you a very powerful question here. So, what advice would you give to someone starting out as a leader today?
Right. Thank you, Arushi, for asking. Actually, this is a great question. The new gen leaders, they have an advantage in terms of technology. They have an advantage in terms of the new generation of people. Um, these people who have a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, and they have a lot of awareness of the world, quite more than what we had when we started our careers, right? So there are a few, actually not words of advice, I would say, because I'm not that old enough that I'd give advice to somebody. However, this is something that I experienced, and I would like to share my experience with all the new gen leaders. So, to you, all of you, use technology the correct way. That'll be the game changer. That'll help you increase your connections with a lot of other people. That'll help you increase connections within your own team, right? Make your team. This is the second one. To make your team the best in its own domain, right? So make sure that you have experts, and then you have generalists, because where experts will do a certain set of work, generalists will keep it all intact, right? So you have to structure your team the way that you have domain experts as well as generalists both, and make them all the best in their field. Invest in yourself. That's very important. That's the third advice, or rather the experience that I'd like to share, because you need to stay updated, and so does your team. So invest. There are organizations that provide a lot of opportunities to upskill, and use those opportunities the correct way. And the final one is have faith upon yourself. Very important for you as a leader to have faith in your leadership. You will not always be right, but if don't let that wrong decision guilt trip you into analysis paralysis mode. Just don't do that, right? Have faith in yourself. You can make mistakes, and you will make mistakes, but mistakes will not define you. Your journey, which leads to eventual success, is the one that's going to define you. That's all from my side. Thank you. Right. Thank
So, Geet, this has been such an insightful conversation. Your practical wisdom and passion for developing people truly shine through. Okay, and thank you for sharing such valuable insights with us today. And thank you to all the listeners for turning into Leaders Talk. And this is Aarushi signing off. Remember, the best leaders aren't born overnight, they are intentionally built with care, trust, and vision. Until next time, keep leading with heart. Thank you. So, Geet,